Greetings once again to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again, coming at you today with a very special, for me, very special unboxing. This is a Grail unboxing. I've managed to satisfy another Grail of mine. I had one or two before. I obtained them, set new goals, as you do, as you should. Once you obtain a goal, you should always set a new higher goal. That's a truth of life as far as I'm concerned. As you can see from the box, this is a Breitling. I already have a Breitling. I have an Aerospace, which I love to death. And that was actually somewhat of a Grail watch. I did have the intention of getting a Breitling of some kind, and that one just happened to cross my field of vision at a fantastic price. And got me hooked on Breitling. And then I saw a video on Urban Gentry of a Breitling Navitimer and absolutely fell in love with it, and set a goal of obtaining a Navitimer at some point as my next Grail. And then I happened across this watch, and it was a fantastic price. And when I researched the watch, I also found out that it was a fantastic opportunity to get a fairly rare, as far as I'm able to tell, 1 year only production Navitimer. Now, this is not, the watch did not come with a box or papers. I bought the box and papers separately. So if you are an owner of one of these watches, or you're familiar with this particular model and you're screaming right now, or you will be, that that's not the right box, well, sue me. I got close based on pictures that I found on the internet, and I wanted a box, and I wasn't particularly worried about it being an exact match. But without further ado, ta-da! Oh, yes, baby, yes. This is a Breitling Navitimer Dual 60. And if you are familiar with Navitimers but are thinking to yourself, what the hell is a Dual 60? I wouldn't blame you. As far as my research, and I've tried to be thorough with this, this was a 1 year only model. They only did these 1 year. I think it was 1999. And I found 3 different websites that say that, including 4 websites. 2 of them were Breitling authorized dealers. And according to them, this watch is a 1 year production piece. I don't know how many, but I cannot imagine that Breitling makes too many watches overall, and only a year production. But anyway, it is a Navitimer. It does say Navitimer on the back, I believe. Yes, it does. And it does say chronograph Twin 60. It is the famous Breitling 3-sub dial in white to complement the blue. The big difference is the way these numbers are. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think they're Arabic numbers. I'm not really sure what kind of numbers they are, but they're different from every other Navitimer I've ever seen. It is a chronograph with the piston style pushers, and we'll just get the chronograph going, and you can see that big sweep second hand there for the chrono. I'm not really sure what that other hand is. I've come across the word. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation on this. Reparte. Tristan over at Urban Gentry pronounces it better than me, but I'm not really sure what that hand does. I think it's a minute hand, maybe. I don't know. You have the running second hands for the watch at the 3 o'clock position. You have a 24-hour indicator at the 9 o'clock position. And down here, as near as I can tell, it is the minutes and hour hand for the chronograph. And it, typical start-stop function for the minute hand. And it is I believe this is called a flyback. When you reset it, snaps right back too. So beautiful watch. Not bad, not in bad shape at all for a watch that is, well, right now as I speak, it's 20 years old. Looks like it's in great shape to me. I'm not entirely dissatisfied with it. Oh, there's a pusher there. I didn't notice that before. I'll have to figure out what that pusher does. If it is a pusher. Not really sure what it does. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, beautiful watch. Came on its original black stitched leather strap. It's a deploy style clasp. I'm not really a big fan of it. I am working on getting a blue Breitling with a buckle style clasp on it, but it'll work. I mean, the clasp is great. I'm just not a big fan of a black strap on a blue face watch, but as you can see on my 7¼ inch wrist, it fits very nicely. The crown is nicely near flush with the case, so even if you wore it down here, it probably wouldn't be interfering very much with your wrist movement. Just a beautiful watch. I mean, I've had my eye on these Breitling Navitimers for a while, and I think, me personally, I think I hit the jackpot on this one. It is beautiful. And let's see, got my sheet of facts here, like I do. As I said, it is a Breitling Navitimer. I mean, I've seen it listed as both a dual 60 and it says on the watch twin 60. So I think we'll go with twin 60 since that's what it says on the watch. The model number is A39022.1. It is a slide rule style bezel. It is a bidirectional bezel, and it's got a great tension to it, so you're not going to accidentally knock it one way or the other. How to use a slide rule? Damned if I know. Don't really care. You want to learn how to use a slide rule, I'm sure there are plenty of YouTube videos and Google articles on how to do it, so that's fine. Go ahead and find that. It is an ETA movement inside there that's, I saw it listed as an ETA 2892-A2. I also saw another website that listed it as a Breitling B30. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments. It doesn't say on the back what it is, but I'm sure it's a Breitling movement. It is a chronograph, as I said, with an AM, PM indicator, and the running seconds subdial. It is a 42 millimeter diameter case. It is 15 millimeter thick with that beautiful dome crystal. 22 millimeter lug to lug, so can fit pretty much any strap you want to stick on it. It is a 30 meter water resistant, so I wouldn't swim with it, but then again, this is supposed to be a pilot's watch, not a dive watch. But if somebody shoves you in a pool, you get caught in a rainstorm, you should be okay. But you know, don't submerge it for a long period of time. As I said, it is a 1 year only production, as near as I can tell. It is a 42-hour power reserve, and it does have a domed sapphire crystal. And mine looks like to be in beautiful shape. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. So just a beautiful watch. I'm very proud of myself for finding it. I mean, I literally stumbled on this by accident. I had originally, truth be known, been looking at the Navitimer Cosmonauts, which have a very strange watch face with a 24-hour number system, and the watch only goes around once for 24 hours instead of twice in the 12-hour circuit. And I eventually moved off of that watch, even though I loved the way it looked, because I figured it would probably confuse the hell out of me from time to time. And when I moved off of that search and moved on to something a little more general, which was just I wanted the blue watch face, this popped up, and the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And so I was able to work things out and make it my own. And I'm very, very, as the Brits would say, I'm chuffed to be the owner of this watch. Even with the band that I'm not a big fan of, but the deploy is beautifully done. Nice solid piece. Kind of a little strange the way it unhooks. You really have to pop it, which is a good thing, but also kind of a pain. And I'm not a really big fan of the way this thing secures in. I mean, it's solid, but it just gives me kind of a little bit of a fear that it's going to pop loose somehow and break my heart and the crystal. So we're going to definitely get a band from Breitling with a more conventional buckle for peace of mind, and because I think the blue would look better than the black, but that's just me. You can tell me what you think in the comments. So I'm going to leave it there with me being very happy with this purchase and going to wear the hell out of this watch. So if you like the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Comments, questions, suggestions down there. I read them all, I answer them all. I delete the nasty stuff because I don't have time for that. And I block the poster. You know who you are. And if you're not already a subscriber, please do subscribe. Click the red subscribe button. Click the bell icon next to it. And when I upload new content, you will be informed of that. So here's me saying thank you for stopping by and sharing my happiness at the acquisition of this watch. And I will see you in the next video.